this is Dr. Dawn Michael, and today's topic is on microphilia. If you don't know what this is a sexual fetish where somebody is called the lover of small, meaning that they have a fetish for small people, but it can also mean that they have a fetish for being small themselves or even small body parts on themselves or small body parts on another person. So this particular fetish really has so many subcategories to it, and it can branch off into all areas. And both men and women have reported that they do have a fetish of microphilia. Now, this is a very small percentage of the population, but it does come up in counseling, and there are people that do have this particular sexual fetish. Sometimes it gets confused with macrophilia, and that is the lover of giants. Where a person feels very small and they get a sexual turn on for somebody who is much, much larger than them. So if you can kind of flip that over and think of it in the way that this person now has a fetish for somebody that is much smaller than them. So let's talk about this for a moment. Obviously, this has to stay in a fantasy realm, where this particular person that they have a fetish for is smaller than them. And it is not just that they like them, there is a sexual attachment to this. And so whether it's the person themselves being shrunken, so it's been referred to shrunken men or shrunken women, it can also be a shrunken body part like feet or hands or face or the other parts of their body. So really it's about them being bigger, and this would be talking about size. So if we're talking about a man that is attracted to a shrunken woman, he may see himself and his size as being part of it. This also relates into penis size, having a very large penis going into a very small hole. This brings on a whole other part of the fetish that is quite serious and cannot stay in a fantasy realm. And this, unfortunately, can boil over into pedophilia, something that I would be remiss if I didn't bring it up when talking about this fetish, but the two do go together in some aspects, and this is a real problem. And obviously, this is something that somebody needs to get help for immediately if they do have these feelings. But this is not what we're going to be focusing on. The other aspect of what I want to talk about is the person themselves feeling like they are shrunken. And so this part of the fetish is they feel like they are the little person, they are submissive, they are the ones that gets off on them being small and somebody overpowering them. Now another side to this is a man may also have micro penis, and this is something I discuss in other videos where he may see parts of his body as being shrunken himself, and this also goes into a certain type of humiliation, and this is part of the sexual rush with that. That's why this is such a complicated fetish, this idea of microphilia, because it branches off into so many other areas. Now, women have reported that they themselves are interested in smaller men to some extent because they want to be able to take care of the man. But again, this has to relate into a sexual sense. So they would feel something sexual about the man being shrunken and smaller. Again, a man also can feel the dominance about him being sexual with the woman shrunken. But as we relate to this in fantasy, there are many types of fantasies that revolve around this, and some of them have come about when people were younger, and they translate into it becoming arousing as they get older and they go through puberty. So that's where most of these fetishes start from. If this is something that you feel that you have a fetish for, I'd love to hear it in the comment section. And also, any other aspects of this that you may feel you fit into certain parts. The one thing that I left out that is a very big part of this microphilia is there are some men who have a foot fetish that really mixes in with this because they have a sexual turn on from very small feet. So that can be a microphilic foot fetish, and that also falls into this category. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and as you know, I believe everyone deserves to have a healthy sex life, and so do you.